embrace of non-white minorities and women and young voters. There's an American Idol mentality in this country, which, coupled with the fact that young students want to be cool and accepted by their peers on campus, is what really led to Obama's victory. And it's influenced by leftist professors. And students tend to gravitate toward the party that mirrors those PC values. Young single women consider issues like abortion a woman's right. They see the world through a narrow lens of how their personal lives are going to be affected. And I'm really stumped. I'm really, really stumped how anybody can think that a woman has a right to murder her own child in the womb. I mean, is it because they can't see him? Or is it because they can't hold him? They can't look into that baby's eye as the baby says, "Mommy, I'm hungry," or I'm just confounded by anybody that thinks a woman has a right to murder her own children. And then we're lied to about it. And we're promoting somebody like Planned Parenthood, a racist eugenic organization that from its very heart, from its very beginning, has been to eliminate as many minorities or undesirables or people that they don't deem fit to reproduce through eugenics and through abortion. And they've been very, very successful at this. And every time I do a program on abortion, because as you all know, abortion is very near and dear to my heart. I don't have a personal experience with abortion as far as having an abortion, but I do through the Lord Christ Jesus, who has really broken my heart for this, because these are human beings that are being murdered from their very conception. That's a human being that's growing in that mother's womb. This is not a blob of goo. This is not a tadpole that turns to a frog. This is not something that's not human. It is human from the very beginning, and it's a human life being taken. How can that be? Well, this program is not about abortion, so I'm not going to get too far off in the weeds on that one. But I want to make sure that everybody understands how perverted the thought goes, how perverted the idea is. And when you start getting away from our core values that made this country what it is, and you start promoting everything that the Bible says in the last days will be, everything that is good will be bad, and everything that is bad will be good. It will be like it was in the days of Noah. And that's exactly what this is, where everything that humans, not just America, mankind has considered to be good is now bad. And everything that it's always by humans throughout history, not just America, everything that has been considered to be bad is now good and accepted and promoted. And if you don't like it, they're going to indoctrinate you. They're going to cram it down your throat until you are overflowing with this evil doctrine. And they're very, very, very successful at it. They've been at it for quite a while. So, you know, and I got to say this. I know that there are a large variety of people that listen to this program. There are Christians. There are non-Christians. And that's fine. Everyone is welcome. I encourage everyone to come and listen to this program. But it doesn't matter what political party you belong to. It doesn't matter what race or gender you are. Everyone has core values that you know in your heart are good or bad. And those things are being not only diminished, but actually removed through this indoctrination. Because we truly do have this American Idol mentality. Everybody is so self-centered. It's also seems to be narcissistic. And there's a bit of a reason why I think especially small children from the very beginning are taught to this narcissism. It's because they're being told two different things. You know, at home, from being a very small child, parents are telling their children, you're very special, you're one of a kind, nobody is like you. We love you so much, and you're so smart, you're this and that, and you're very special. And then they get into things like the public schools. And the public schools say, we're all the same. There's no difference between everyone. We share everything. When you bring your school supplies, they go into this barrel. And everybody shares whatever is in that barrel because they're teaching the very basic foundations of socialism and Marxism. Now, socialism is exactly that. Marxism is the redistribution of wealth. Marxism is based on its foundation. Karl Marx's foundation was the redistribution of wealth. Everybody gets a fair shot. As in, nobody is rich, nobody is poor, everyone is equal. Marxism and socialism have a lot in common when it comes to that. Now, you know, in socialism, where everything is provided for you, for those of you that don't know, you know, back in the day, back in World War II and before that, socialism would provide you with towels and bars of soap and a certain amount of everything that you need. But it was all rationed. You only get a certain amount of those things. So for a month, you might get 2 bars of soap for a family of 4, you know, and you have to make that last because that's all you get. You didn't have the freedom to go to the store and get necessarily the kind of soap that you want, or if you want some extra soap, you know, maybe your dad or your husband or whatever is a coal miner and he gets very dirty every day, you know, and you want him to wash that stuff off before he goes to bed at night. But you only have these 2 bars of soap. That's all you get. Well, this is where the socialist Marxist thing comes together. This is where Marxism tells you that the redistribution of wealth means that everybody gets 2 bars of soap. So you're not the only one. You're not being discriminated against. Everybody gets those 2 bars of soap. And also, if you go to my webpage, Penn and Teller have done a very funny little demonstration on the redistribution of wealth that it just made me smile all the way through it. Penn and Teller are funny anyway, but they're using pi to show the redistribution of wealth. And it's a video. It's right on the front page. You don't have to dig for it. Just go to wdeanshook.com and watch that Penn and Teller demonstration of the redistribution of wealth. It definitely made me smile in a time when I really needed to smile. So let's see what happened. You know, I want to try to get back on track here. You know, this whole issue of it being a woman's right to kill her baby in the womb is a political correctness that's being seen through a very narrow tunnel vision lens. And, you know, Hispanics, who represent the largest minority in America, consider immigration to be their primary issue. Republicans, it's holding up the laws of the land. And it's been even tougher than Democrats on legalizing the illegal immigrants. They've been punished as a result. African Americans, the second largest minority, are likely to vote for a fellow African American, especially when his party stands for the support programs. As a major employer, major employers are now using reverse discrimination, where they are doing the exact same thing that they speak out against. And they're doing the exact opposite of what Martin Luther King said, that you should judge a man by his character, not the color of his skin. But instead, the Democrats are doing just the opposite. The Democrats are saying, because of your skin color, we're going to give you this job or this amount of credit or this or that because of the color of your skin. And they're saying, well, you've been repressed or you've been discriminated against, so we're going to give you a little bit extra of this, that, and the other thing in the name of keeping things equal. Well, what did Martin Luther King say? He said to judge a man by the content of his character, not by the color of his skin, because there is good, bad, smart, dumb in all races. All races. That was his point. Judge a man by the content of his character, not the color of his skin. Don't give him an advantage because he's white or because he's black or because he's Hispanic. You know, and I've made this next point many times before. Why are we putting anything in front of American when we consider ourselves? If we say of ourselves that we're American, then we're American. You're not Latino American, you're not Asian American, you're not Black American, you're just American. Why do we have to put all of these other labels before who and what we are, which is American? We're dividing ourselves. We're segregating ourselves. We don't need some evil master to separate or segregate us when we're doing it ourselves. Whites, Black, Hispanics, Asians, every creed, culture, and race is segregating themselves from everyone else. Are you American or are you not? Everyone who is American, it doesn't matter what your skin color is. You're American first. But that's not the way it is. Instead, because of society, because of political correctness, because of everything that goes with that, we are segregating ourselves. We're separating ourselves. We are a nation divided because of this. We're a nation divided of ourselves. We ourselves are dividing ourselves. Nobody's doing this to us. We have the choice, and for the most part, we're choosing to go along with the indoctrination that's being crammed down our throats every single day through the media and movies and television and all of this other garbage. You know, George Red says it best. Get the garbage out of your life. My friends, this is garbage. Get this garbage out of your life. Stop separating yourselves. Stop segregating yourselves. You are Americans no matter what color you are, no matter what gender you are, no matter what your ancestors came from, whether they came from under a rock or another country or another universe, whatever. If you're American, you're American first. You see what I'm saying? Do you see how we're separating and segregating each other? Look. There are forces at work in this country that are making things very difficult on us. Very, very difficult. And I'm going to give you an example of that. I want to share a story with you that comes from this last Saturday. The Midwest Marxist Conference was held at Northwestern University School of Journalism. This event was teeming with teachers who spoke about the newfound bond between the radical socialist and their teachers' union. This all-day event, which collected money to support Chicago's socialist and featured a communist bookstore, provided students on campus along with the radical left community to plan the next phase in their activism. Becca Barnes, a Chicago Teachers Union organizer with Chicago Socialists, proclaimed at the beginning of this conference, the struggle here in the United States has entered a new phase. Now here we have pointed the way forward